Hi, and welcome to the Modelogix how-to video series. This short video is on using options in models. There are two options. There are view options and calculation options. Let's take a look. First of all, I'm going to open a model. I'm going to use the demo model. Make sure I click on the spreadsheet. In this example, I've set it up using the uniformat, so I've got uniformat levels 1, 2, and 3. You can see those over here on the left. Over on the right, I've got my view options. The first one is wrap WBS description. This can be handy if you have lots of long descriptions. For example, you can see here standard foundation. But if I wrap that, it will display instead of being truncated. I can click on Show Cost Index Details. So up at the top, you can see the effect of my cost indices. 34% on this estimate, 22% on this one. If I click Show Cost Index Details, I can see how that's derived. There are two indexes involved. One's the E&R time base, and another is a city cost indexed or a location index. If I have markups in here, I can freeze the total and markup rows. So right now I have a markup, but it displays here at the bottom, right here. I can freeze that so that it's always showing on my screen. Another option I have in here is to use WBS quantity. It's called Display Quantities. So for example, my WBS quantity was 145,000 square feet. That came from the details for the model. I have a control unit showing here 33,800 square feet for a square foot of contact area. I can use first row quantities, so I could display all of these in my B shell here based off of the 33,800 by checking this. And you can see that the first row under the B section now controls everything below that in the B section all the way down to interiors here. I can hide the child quantities, making it easier to read this. So those are the view options I have available here. I also have some calculation options. If I click calculations, I can include or exclude cost indices right here. In this case, I have them both checked on. Probably one of the most important considerations you'll have using Modelogix, however, is whether you include zeros in the calculations or not. Since Modelogix averages the unit cost from supporting estimates to generate the model, you need to consider the effect of having zero values. This is a decision you need to make, whether to include these or not. For example, a drywall subcontractor may have included PVA primer in one estimate, whereas in another estimate it was included by the painter. In this case, you would want to include the zeros as you assume everything has been included, but perhaps have been in one WBS bucket or another. In another example, you may have three estimates, two of which had parking garages and the third did not. In this case, you might want to not include zeros in the estimate calculations. And this setting applies to all the WBS items. To ensure you select the correct setting, evaluate the items with zero values and decide whether including them will provide a more accurate model or not. And then finally, although it's not an option, we do have a history tab. Clicking on that shows all of the various things that have been done with this model. So thank you for watching this video and have a nice day.